Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. It's Slavic Talks. I'm Mila.
And I'm Lyubov.
And today we're going to be talking about all the questions that women
Have.
And I wanted to say, and some men, but
That identifies women.
and some men are having after they become 30. Me and Lyubov, we're both living abroad. I'm living abroad since I was like 23.
Ooh.
Yeah, and Lyubov obviously she's living abroad
3 years now.
almost 3 years.
Almost. Can believe.
Yeah, time flies a lot.
I'm still not sure where I belong. Like, I feel very comfortable here and I kind of found my friends and family, But then I miss home, so I try to go back as often as possible.
Do you have like this feeling whenever you go home and you stay there for a little, and then every time you have to come back, you're super sad because...
I wouldn't say super sad because I kind of miss my routine, Like, I'm very happy to be there, but I'm also very happy to come back.
Because for most of the people, what happens is, especially the first few years, like whenever you would come back home, in the end of it, you will be like so sad to leave, and you will be like, can I just stay home and be in this environment which is very familiar?
Yeah, but then maybe you're not meant to live somewhere else,
No, actually, I do believe it happens to every immigrant. It's just you go through this phase where you are uncomfortable abroad, and then with time you somehow adapt, and then with time again it feels less and less like you miss home, and more you consider this place home.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I didn't have this phase. I mean, I miss home a lot. I still miss home, but I don't feel like, oh, I want to stay here, I want to go as often as possible and like stay as much as I want. I don't want to be limited, but I don't want to go back and live there.
But that's the thing. With our job, we at least can afford ourselves to go back home quite
All the
often.
time, yeah.
Imagine people living abroad actually having
Who never go back. Yeah,
no chance. Or maybe they go once a year, or even not once a year, once in a few years.
Yeah, I feel like we're very lucky in this perspective because...
So for us, what I'm trying to say, the transition is quite easier because obviously we can afford it. But for people who don't have this chance, I guess it's a bit more harder. So if to think, do I belong here now or at home? I want to say I'm very comfortable in the Middle East. And now if I come back home, now instead of feeling sad whenever I'm leaving, I'm like actually excited to go back.
To go back
Exactly.
here. Wow. Well, maybe this is your place. For me, I don't know. There are things I like better at home, but I don't feel like I belong there in the sense of living there forever. I don't know. I still don't know where I want to live actually, because I also feel like Dubai is like not a permanent place to live.
Yeah.
So
definitely for most of the people.
It's like you can stay for a few years, but I don't know. Do I want to raise kids here? Yes, it's safe, but then what are they going to do the whole summer? Go to the mall.
The thing is about raising kids here, you are raising a child in a bubble because they never understand how scary and unsafe the world is living in Dubai.
Yeah.
Because Dubai,
it's very safe.
Yeah, let's be honest, compared to other places, it's safe. You don't care much what time do you go out. If it's late at night, you still walk alone as a single woman.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Exactly. You don't second guess yourself for anything. You don't hold your bag close to yourself. You don't...
you leave your car open.
Exactly. You
People
leave
don't even lock their
phone
houses.
in the restaurant on the table, and you don't, again, you're not...
Have you seen those videos where they leave
Snatch
a Birkin and they're like, let's see how long it's gonna take for someone to take it, and then at the end of the day the Birkin is on the car, no one touched it.
Exactly, this is how safe it gets. So imagine a child who's never been raised in a different background thinks that this is very much normal.
Yeah, true. When they go out, if they go out of the country,
or if they actually travel abroad already, and especially by themselves, when there is nobody to tell them, listen, this world is actually scary and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because I feel the way we were raised and the places we were raised, we are aware of everything that could happen.
You know what, actually, I had this girl at work she said that she was raised in Dubai. She's English, but raised in Dubai.
Okay.
And then she came back to England to complete her studies, her university studies. Yeah, after living her whole life in Dubai. So she said, I would, at some point, she went to a party and she was like, okay, I had enough drinks, I'm gonna go home. And her friends didn't want to. They're like, oh no, we're gonna stay, we're gonna party. And she's like, okay, then I'm just going home. And then she couldn't get a taxi or something like this. She said, okay, I'm gonna walk.
No,
This
not in
is-
the UK, in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, literally. And she said her path was even through some kind of small woods or something like
God.
this. And at some point, she was walking. At some point, the police car approached her and was like, do you need a ride? She was all alone, you
Wow.
know, and
Because they know it's not safe.
exactly. And they're like, do you need a ride? And she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm just walking home. And they're like, you sure? And she's like, yeah, thank you. And she just continued. And then
I mean, I've been doing this my whole life at home, but I know, I mean, I wouldn't say it's that safe. It's just, I feel like because it's a small town, you know everyone, so you're feeling like, oh, what's gonna happen, you know? But then things can happen.
exactly. And the thing is, yes, very good, nothing happened to her. But even she herself, after that, she was like, what the
did I
hell?
just
Yeah,
do?
what the hell did I do? Like, why would I put myself in so much risk and danger? So, for kids who are raised in UAE, it doesn't really come to their mind that you have to be extra cautious when it comes to certain things.
No, not really.
So yeah,
But maybe if you travel since you're young, you know, if you go out of the country with your parents and they're like, you have to be careful, you know, Europe.
yeah, true. Then again, now, since we're talking about kids and all, what do we think about women not wanting to have kids? After
I actually
30?
have two friends that don't, if I count you, it's three already. So two for sure, the third one we don't know, but I have two friends who like definitely don't want to have kids. And it's not because of their partner. So one of them is single, but she never wanted kids. And the other one, she has a partner. So yeah, the second one also, at some point she wanted kids. Now she says she doesn't want as well. And I support, like, also my cousin, she doesn't want any kids.
I think the more you approach your 30s and after 30s, and if you don't have children, this was actually what happened to me. In my 20s, I used to think that I want children. It was influenced by society. And let's say my ex as well, he wanted kids. Why are you
Maybe
smiling?
because, yeah, he wanted kids.
Anyway, he said he wanted. The whole idea was not, I was not repellent by it. But I will set you a very nice example. The other day we were walking with my friend, and then it's a very nice neighborhood, yeah? Creek Harbor. Walking around, so if you know the place, there is too many dogs around, yeah,
Families,
pets,
a lot of
families,
families, yeah.
kids, and everything. So guess what? How I reacted to dogs every single time. Oh my god, it's like so cute. Oh my god, I love this dog. Oh my god, I want to have a dog like this. And every time we passed a kid, I was like,
Whatever, yeah,
or-
you were not excited.
Exactly, or I would not even notice. And my friend like, wow, you really don't want kids. And
That's how
this
you
just hits you because sometimes you're so influenced by society into thinking that you need to have a child.
Yeah, because they tell you like this is the norm. You grow up, you finish school or university, whatever, and then you start working, and then you get a husband, kids,
Exactly.
2 kids, 3 kids.
This
But
is
it
like
doesn't
a
work
plan.
like this.
Exactly. And more so, you have to be very honest with yourself. At least at this age, you sit with yourself and you really ask yourself, do I really want this? Or what was it not my idea planted in my head?
Yeah.
So now I'm really thinking, of course I would never want to say never.
Yeah. You
I
never
might
know.
just to say meet the right person, and then I would maybe want to have a kid. But at this particular moment, if my life would be like I wouldn't have any kids, I'm completely fine with it.
I'm still not sure because I see all these videos of, you know, single women or married women without kids, and they're like 50 enjoying their life, and they're like, oh, I wouldn't be able to do this if I had 2 kids to take care of or this and that. And I'm like, yeah, good for you. Like, I support it. But then I'm like, maybe I still want kids, you know? I feel like if I meet the right person, I would like to have kids. But I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if it's just because I'm imagining myself with the kids, dressing them the same way and everything, or I actually want them, like, to raise them and take care of them, because it's a huge responsibility.
It's a huge responsibility, yes.
And it's very hard.
And it's even harder if your partner is not as involved.
Yeah, this I could never. Sorry, but for me,
Because
I hate
it happens
when
all the time.
I see it. But for me, you cannot just. Okay, I made the baby. That's it. Like, no, you are a parent. We're equal.
And
we have to raise
for
it
us
together.
as Slavics, it's a very common story
It
for a
is.
husband to be not as involved or not to be involved at all.
I don't like this, and I feel like it affects the kids a lot.
And your mentality as a mother.
You as well. Like, it's over for you. I see all these people I know, like, they have, like, let's say 1 or 2 kids, and then the husband is somewhere all the time with his friends, I don't know, hunting or playing sports or whatever, and you're stuck with the kids. Okay, you are the mom, but he needs to take care of them as well, you know, participate. And then she's there taking care of the kid the whole day, or her parents are helping, whatever, and then all she does is go out once a day with her friend to complain about their husbands, you know.
And then you look at her and she's tired. She's exhausted.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Miserable.
have her life.
No.
And well, the understanding already that your life now is revolving around one small tiny person is already very hard because you're not used to it.
Yeah.
So knowing that you have no support in the person who supposed to be your partner,
It's very sad, honestly.
exactly, it can lead you to be even more depressed.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them go into depression as well, because it's a very hard time for you already, and then you're all alone there with the kid. Because not everyone can afford babysitter. Okay, in Dubai, yes, most people have nannies, maids, whatever, but that's not real world for most of the people. It's not reality.
It's a good thing even if you have your mother or his mother
but what
to
if
come
you're
and say-
living here?
Exactly.
You
Or
don't have your parents.
if you don't have this kind of support,
Yeah.
he should be the first one to...
Even if you have the support, he should still participate. He should still raise those kids. Like, you cannot just leave it with me and the nanny, or just with the nanny and we go out all the time. Yes, we are gonna go out, but someone needs to, I don't know, raise this kid, make him a proper person. I don't know.
Exactly. So, to sum it up, yes, if you feel within that you're with the right person, you want to have kids, it's all right. If you don't feel like to have kids,
Don't force yourself
Exactly.
just because someone's telling you, oh, you're 30. And
it's absolutely fine.
it's time for you to have
You can have a
kids.
great life without kids.
Exactly, yeah.
Kids are
It's
not
personal preference, I would say.
the end game.
And also, if you know you're not gonna be able to take care of this kid properly, either you're mentally not prepared or financially, or better you don't have it.
Exactly.
Why are you're gonna
Because-
suffer? The kid is gonna suffer.
Think about the kid. About the kid. Before you think even about yourself,
Yeah.
think about the child. Can you give him or her whatever they deserve?
True. Very true. But also, there is this point, like, if you take our parents, for example, like, when they were having kids, they were not ready for kids, and they weren't, like, financially, at least my parents, they were not like, oh.
No, that's another thing. This is when, let's say you're in a couple and you're kind of doing okay, or you think you're doing more or less okay, but you're like, oh, it's not the right time. It's not the right time.
Yeah.
The timing is never going to be perfect.
Exactly, and you're never gonna be ready.
But I'm talking about a little bit something else. When you deep inside know that you don't want to be a mother, and forcing this upon yourself, it's not making you happy, and it will not make this kid healthy.
Yeah.
So rather, if you don't have those feelings of you being a mother and you're being up for the challenge and all, be a cool aunt. That's my plan.
That's
for
me.
now. No, that's me with all the kids around. I still believe you might have a kid
I mean, maybe, who knows?
because I can see you as a mother.
I can see myself as well, but then the problem is the right person, yeah?
Well, yeah, this is another podcast because the topic
Relationships,
is endless,
we can talk
Wait
about
for
it
it.
forever.
What do we actually think about egg freezing? Because let's say people who want kids but are not lucky enough to meet the person they want to create family with, it happens. And you're not getting any younger?
Yeah, so I've thought about this a lot, and at some point I wanted to do it. Now I'm not that sure, because I was like, maybe if I don't meet the right person on time, I'm not supposed to have kids. Or maybe I would never meet the right person. And again, why would I? I was sure, like, maybe if you would ask me like 5 years ago, I was sure I'm able to raise a kid on my own, and I wanted to do it. But now
Very
I'm
Slavic
thinking,
way of doing things. Yeah.
but now I'm thinking this kid is gonna grow up without the father figure, and it's gonna affect him so much, or her. So now I'm like, maybe I should just wait.
Especially
and then,
if it's a boy.
yeah, not only in general.
Yeah,
for boys,
for
I
boys
think
it's a bit. I mean, for girls also, it's very healthy
Yeah.
to have a father figure, because she will grow up more secure, and then
and no daddy issue.
exactly. Like, if even to compare us, you were raised in a full family, you had your father and everything. So let's say you are more healthy in your relationship with men. Yes, you have your own issues. But we'll come back to we all have issues. But you are more secure, and you're less into manipulate, to be manipulated, tricked,
That's
whatever,
for sure,
gaslighted, whatever. You like instinctively feeling disgusted from the first signs of that. Me, I had a kind of father figure. It was my grandfather. He wasn't present the whole life. He kind of set standards. Yeah, I know exactly how I want my partner to be. However, because I haven't had a father, and my mother would be married a few times, so me having this experience, I would be even very insecure in relationships, like, and I might get too attached to people too fast, or I would close eyes on things I shouldn't close. Is because you have to have a proper example growing up, a father figure in a girl's life. So the way she's in relationship is a lot influenced how she was observing her parents being in that relationship. Yeah. So of course it is important for girls as well, but I feel like for boys it's because if you're only raised by mom, nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of women raising their sons being the best children ever. However, there are some situations in life, I think even single mom will confirm this, when you wish a man would talk to your boy, explaining him things from a man's point of view.
Definitely, yeah. You need, for a proper, like, healthy family, you need both parents. Even, like, if you have a mother and a father and they're separated, it also affects you. Because, again, like, I have friends with separated parents, I can see how it affected them, and they know it affected them. So
the question was how we feel about egg freezing.
No, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Not at this point.
No, even if you're like getting older, you're not meeting anyone.
Well, again, I wouldn't want to raise a kid on my own. And
okay,
then if I meet someone,
points, like, why not?
Because I don't want to have a kid on my own. I think I'm not gonna raise. I mean,
no, but what if you're meeting a very nice person, but you're 40 and you cannot?
But maybe I wasn't meant to have kids. Having a baby at 40 is...
But what if deep inside of you, you have this desire? You have the money, you have the conditions to create a good family. You're 40, you're still young. Although, please.
No, 40, it's not old, but I mean, I know someone who had baby twins at 50 because she was having issues and eventually she managed to get pregnant and she's raising them. But the energy levels, and first of all, your body is changing, everything about you is changing at 50, okay, 40 maybe.
We're talking 50 is a bit, yeah.
But 40 still, imagine like when the kid goes to college, you're gonna be 60 already, 58.
60 is not bad.
60 to go to the graduation at high school and you're like his grandmother.
I don't think you're thinking how it's supposed to be. Instead of thinking, imagine you're 60 going to graduation, imagine you're 60 and you still get to experience this.
You know, I saw this lady on TikTok the other day. She's 56. Her body is amazing, and
exactly.
I cannot believe. So
this
I think
is
now we're
in
changing.
Our heads. all
Oh yeah,
this,
but still, I don't know if I want to have a baby at 40. You know, you never know. It's okay. It's
I'm not
10 years
saying,
away.
yes, but you
Just
say,
to have like plan B. You mean?
exactly. I feel like if you want to have a kid, but you cannot meet anyone, and time is passing by, you are aging, you are getting older, and then at some point, when physiologically you're not as equipped to have children, but you finally meet the one.
But maybe
And
he
then-
doesn't want to have kids as well.
Leave it for another day. Today, let's pretend that he's excited about the idea.
I don't know.
And
the answer
then-
is I don't know. If I knew I want to freeze my eggs, I would have done it already.
But what we want to say to women in their 30s who are considering it,
I would
and
say do what
do
you feel
it.
like.
Exactly.
No.
I would say do it. Because you never know. It's better to do it than not to
But
do it.
it's not
and
that
regret.
easy. You go through a whole round of hormones,
Yes,
these
but if she
injections
really
every
wants
day.
a child.
If they really want, of course, they're gonna do anything in their way to have the child.
So yes,
you
if
know?
you're thinking and unsure, I would still say do it.
I don't know. Because I'm not sure and I'm not doing it, so... I met someone the other day and she was telling me that she froze her eggs when she was 35 and she's turning 40 this year and she's still single, no kid, no husband. So she has the option, but then again, how long you want to wait? Like, do you want to have it at any point of your life? Do you want to raise a kid when you're 40, like a baby?
Yes. So
Yes.
yes,
You want?
exactly. No, but it's just about how you see it. It's all in our head.
I think it depends how much you want to have a kid. Because at this point, I'm telling you, I don't know. I think I want, but I'm not like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
going to
of
freeze my
course.
eggs now because for sure I want to have a kid at any age. You know what I mean?
No, of course, it's about the desire, the passion for kids. That's obvious. But then the image that we put in our head, the blocks or whatever, my kid will be this age and I will be this age and whatever. It doesn't matter which age you will be, as long as you're happy, as long as you're getting to raise a child and witnessing all these beautiful moments.
If you feel like doing it, do it, but then don't force yourself, oh, what if I don't meet anyone and then at 50 I want a child, maybe I should, because you cannot plan so far ahead, you know. If you start thinking now we're 30, if we start thinking
then the thing is, if you're not
50
planning,
and you don't have it,
exactly,
yeah.
and then you're regretting it, so it's like better to do than not to do. Or if you want to do it by yourself,
I was thinking at some point that I want to raise a kid on my own, but I
to
don't
be
feel
ready
like...
for a challenge of again taking responsibility of being both of them together.
Because a lot of people, like a lot of women raise their kids on their own
And
and
they
they do good.
Absolutely, they
But
do very nicely.
I am sure at some point of the life of the kid, they realize, oh, like, I don't have what other people have. I don't have the family that my friends have. And like, if you do it on purpose, like me wanting to have a kid on my own because I'm selfish or because I cannot meet the right partner, I don't think it's fair to the kid.
That's very true. Unless you're ready to, again, put an extra effort and to have a lot of work done. And maybe even, I don't want to, because we Slavic, okay, I know how we're going to react to therapy now. Oh, therapy.
It doesn't exist.
For some reason, we do not handle therapy, right,
We do
guys?
not believe in
Therapy is
therapy.
amazing. It helps you a lot. We've
I've
never
never
been to therapy.
And I'm not planning to go, but I'm just like this. I'm
I'm
built
sure
different.
at some point I will come to therapy because, let's be honest, I'm just too afraid of Pandora box to be open and me getting...
what they're gonna tell you.
Yeah, of me getting even more hurt. But through this pain, you're actually
Growing.
growing and healing.
Hopefully.
Letting
That's the
go
whole point,
of
but
the
I don't know.
pain. But this is what I'm scared of. You have to go through this pain. You know, it's like doing a nose job, for example. It's like you want this perfect nose, but when you see all
Is
these
it worth it?
videos of recovery and how people say, I want to die, I cannot breathe, and
I feel
everything
like I don't
hurts.
wanna. I would never do it, honestly. I mean, I would like my nose to be a bit smaller, but then what if it gets worse?
So what I'm saying with all the therapy things, guys, therapy is amazing. If you feel like you need to do it, please do it. Don't let these blocks in your head again ruin it. If you need to, if you feel the need to.
I mean,
understand
you know how many
want, you
people
know.
told me I need to go to therapy, and I'm like, why? I don't need it. Like, I can handle it myself.
I'm thinking about you yourself if you need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
if you feel like you need it, please go. It's scary. It's obviously opening up to a person you don't know. It's very scary. But if in your point in your life that you're very lost, you cannot handle it on your own, go to therapy. Raising a child on your own, probably it's also a good decision to consider therapy a part of your parental technique.
Or just don't have a kid on your own.
But we're saying if she really wants to.
Yeah. It's a joke.
You don't have to.
It's very, honestly, very complicated topic, and you have to decide and like think about it, but think like 10 times.
Topic you're gonna open up after 30 is hell a lot of complicated. Like, there is no easy ones after 30.
No, for me, most of them are easy. Okay, I'm not a good example.
No,
yeah?
you are actually. Talking about this, you have a very good self-esteem. That's why you are not hurt easily in a relationship, because you selfishly love yourself.
And I know I deserve
and being
everything,
complete.
you know. I understand. I've told you before, like, I'm not the prettiest, I'm not the smartest, but I feel like me as a person, the whole package, both of us, we know what we deserve. Why would I settle for less? Like, I don't understand people. Oh, but I don't want to die alone. I'd rather die alone. You're transforming, no?
The other day, a few months ago, the literal conversation is I don't want to die alone with my cat eating my corpse.
Yes, but then if you feel
I don't feel like cat.
Imagine it's gonna be your neighbors.
Not yet.
So the point is, you're not that desperate. You're not as desperate as you think you are, because otherwise you would be in an unhealthy relationship.
Was too close.
No. Yes, maybe, but then you would open your eyes and realize it's a shit, and then you would get rid of him.
Yeah, the point is,
it's easier for you to go into the wrong relationship just because you don't want to feel lonely.
Yes, because you should be enough for yourself. The ultimate goal is not to be in a relationship. That's not your life goal. Your life goal is to be happy with or without relationship.
Yeah.
I saw this picture on TikTok the other day. Your life with a man, your life without a man.
Same.
Both pictures are completely identical. So this is how it's supposed to be. You bring men into your life to make it even better. But without him,
you're still okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's the whole point.
That's the goal, yeah.
So I feel like you are more about this, and you've mastered this energy to the point men are very intimidated to come into your life.
I mean, but that's another issue. Because, okay, relationship we're gonna leave for another episode.
At this age especially, learn to love yourself and learn not to be scared to be left alone. Embrace it. Be happy on your own. Travel whatever you want on your own, just because you want to. Another very easy but very good example is eating in a restaurant
on your own.
For me, something that I'm struggling with, I feel completely uncomfortable.
But you've started. I feel like you've started going on your own.
I mean, I can do it. It's just it takes a lot of effort. I'm literally pushing myself into it. Yeah, and then for some people who are okay being on their own, it comes naturally.
I don't mind, honestly. Restaurant, like to a club, I wouldn't really. Actually, I did. I went in Cyprus last year. I went on my own to the club, and I stayed the whole night.
She went by walking.
True, someone was following me, but that's another thing. Yeah, I feel like you should be comfortable on your own anywhere. because who cares? No one cares,
And you
especially
have
in
to
Dubai.
enjoy life, because if you're only sitting there waiting for a perfect relationship to start living,
Yeah, you cannot
you're
always
wasting
wait
so much of
for your
life.
partner or for your
Exactly.
friends or for someone else to
Just
make you happy. No.
Make it happen for yourself.
True.
And as you said, you might never meet the person. In ideal world, we all meet the right one at some point and we be
Hopefully.
happy. But you
In
might
reality,
never,
yeah.
you might never want to. In the end of your life, you shouldn't be regretting not meeting the one. The thing that must scare you the most is you wasted your years
Exactly.
waiting.
Why would I waste my time thinking,
Instead
oh, when I'm gonna meet
doing-
him,
yes.
how I'm gonna meet him? No, you enjoy your life, and then if someone comes to make it even better, very well. If not,
Absolutely. So to sum it up, life after 30 is beautiful.
life before 30 is also beautiful. Nothing changed for me.
As long
Actually, did
as
it-
you love yourself.
Did it
30,
change
not 30.
anything for you?
Yes.
30?
Yes, I started to go to the gym. Right
Me
when
too.
I
I
turned
became, oh my god, I became very active, but it was not when I turned 30.
I swear I was 70 kgs.
Yeah,
And then I started to go to the gym
very good.
at age of 30. I never done it before. Throughout my 20s, never.
For me, I don't think anything changed. It's just I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be. As opposed to before, I was like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? I was a bit confused. I didn't know what I want. And now I feel like this is what I want for now. Maybe I'll change my mind and I'll change my life as well. But where I am now, I'm very happy.
And that's the whole point.
Thank you for watching, guys.
See you next time.
If you have any
Comment down below.
suggestions or questions, you can comment down below and we'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.